If he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know.
You know, I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound #1. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford.
Difficult. He needs to handle and maintain the speed and improve his power. That's what I did. Like, maintain your speed and improve your power.
Roy Jones Jr. boldly declares that Terence "Bud" Crawford would dismantle Floyd Mayweather if they ever shared the ring. In his view, Crawford possesses the instincts, power, and adaptive brilliance to push Floyd far beyond his comfort zone. Roy believes Mayweather's flawless record was carefully managed, built by steering clear of fighters capable of truly testing him. And to Jones, Crawford is exactly that kind of threat, the one who could finally expose the limits behind Floyd's perfection.
You're leaning towards Crawford, is that correct?
I'm not saying I'm leaning toward him. I love both guys. Both guys are great fighters. Well, I can't say I'm leaning. I am leaning toward Crawford. I am. And not because Canelo is not a great fighter, but because I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows about Canelo. You feel me? So I don't know if Canelo's hungry. I know Bud is hungry. Bud stays hungry. I don't know if Canelo's hungry. Bud has never got the recognition for what he deserves like Canelo has. You understand me? So Bud is still hungry for that recognition. When you're hungry like that, a determined man, it's very hard to detour.
Roy Jones Jr. praises Crawford as a once-in-a-generation talent with gifts most fighters only dream of mastering. He highlights Crawford's razor-sharp ring IQ, his ability to read opponents, switch strategies mid-battle, set traps, and control the rhythm of a fight. Roy admires how Crawford seamlessly shifts between orthodox and southpaw, creating confusion and exploiting every weakness. He points to Crawford's impeccable timing and punch selection, blending feints, jabs, and body-head combinations for maximum impact. Add to that his smooth lateral movement, smart angles, and ability to evade while staying in range to counter. And you have a fighter whose precision power lands with surgical intent, not just brute strength.
Gotta rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue, because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Jones believes Crawford is operating at the absolute height of his powers, undefeated, seasoned, versatile, and still burning with hunger. He sees a fighter who has mastered adaptation, carries power through weight divisions, and fights with equal intelligence inside and outside the ring. At around 167.5 pounds, Jones says Crawford embodies the perfect blend of speed, strength, experience, and ring IQ. In his eyes, this might just be Crawford's era, the moment where he etches his name into boxing history and reshapes the record books.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, and more meaner than both of those guys. So if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take that blueprint, and do even more with it, which is what Bud did. So it was never a question in my mind whether Bud really was going to outbox me. It's just if he could take the punch. And right away he showed, bam, he could take the punch. So I knew from that point, if he just slow him down, which he did, he'd be okay. Then late in the fight, what other people still didn't see, late in the fight, Bud started hitting Canelo's body. One of those body shots, I think about the 7th or 8th round, hurt Canelo. I was like, whoa. Bud hit him in the right spot then, and he got Canelo's respect with that too. So Bud fought a very, very awesome fight, fought a beautiful fight, very tactical.
Very controlled.
Yes, it was a beautiful fight for boxing.
It was a beautiful fight. Bud got hit with some shots.
He did. He did.
He got hit with some single shots going out. You know, he's going out, and you know Canelo, if he has you trapped in the corner or along the ropes, it's typically 1 to 2 big shots. You know that if you've watched him.
Yep.
So you could tell Crawford, as he was going out, he knew the one shot was coming, and several times it landed. He even got hit with a 2-piece. I don't remember what round it was, uppercut right hand that Crawford took well. So when you started seeing him absorb the shots, if you're Team Crawford, you don't want him to take that shot, but if you started seeing that, now you know that, okay. And I think that's what gave Crawford the green light to stay there a little bit longer.
He smiled about it.
He smiled about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that smile can be a lie, and sometimes that smile can mean what I think it meant for Crawford, which is, oh, that's not as bad as I thought it would.
Critics argue that facing Mayweather could damage Crawford's legacy, claiming it might look like a money chase rather than a quest for greatness. They point out that while Crawford has built his reputation on defeating elite fighters in their prime like Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather's later years have focused on lucrative exhibitions rather than legacy-defining bouts. Detractors also remind fans that Floyd's signature wins came under favorable circumstances. Canelo was only 22 and still maturing. Pacquiao fought through a shoulder injury, and Floyd's refusal to offer rematches left unresolved questions. In contrast, Crawford has consistently faced dangerous, peak opponents, strengthening his image as a champion who seeks out the toughest challenges rather than avoiding them.
Mayweather's still greater than Terence Crawford. We need to really talk about this now. A lot of you guys are putting Crawford a bit too high. If you want to say Crawford could beat Floyd, I'm more open to that conversation, but when you're lining up the careers, I'm gonna say Floyd every time. While they're both 5-division, Bud has become 3-time undisputed, but he's only fought 10 world champions to Floyd's 25 world champions. You can't take away the 5-division, 3-time undisputed. In terms of accolades, yeah, he probably gets the nod over Floyd. I say their accolades are about relative, considering Floyd Mayweather won Fighter of the Decade as well. But when you get to the resumes, Pacquiao, Oscar, Canelo, Cotto, Mosley, Castillo, Marquez, Zab, Gotti, Hatton, and Corley. There's probably way more people that this guy just didn't name. And then when you get to Bud's resume, not saying it's just bad, but the only names that's really worth mentioning is going to be Spence and Canelo. It's not a knock on Bud. Bud was not able to make those fights early on in his career. But I got to tell you guys what it is. Bud's resume just doesn't line up with Floyd's. Take their top 20 wins. Bud don't even got 20 wins to really sit here and name. Floyd got a good 20-something plus. Bud probably got about 10 wins that we could really sit here and name. Floyd's still greater than Bud in my opinion.
Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. share a bond built on respect but shadowed by rivalry. Each recognizes the other's greatness, yet their pride often sparks friction. Roy insists his natural athleticism and dominance across multiple divisions set him apart, while Floyd counters by citing his spotless record and financial mastery as proof of superiority. The tension deepened when Roy dismissed Floyd's TBE, the best ever claim, as disrespectful to boxing's legends. In response, Floyd criticized Roy's late career defeats for staining his legacy. Their feud isn't about stepping into the same ring. It's about clashing legacies and the right to claim boxing immortality.
What's happening, fight fans around the world? I know how y'all are. I know y'all enjoy this thing of boxing. I know we play games and people have their issues and people have opinions. It's cool too. I got opinions and I'm allowed to say my opinions or speak my opinions. And if somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked. Because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always ready. Wide open, ready to go. It's called.
Jones clarifies that when he speaks of Mayweather's greatness, he limits it to the business side of boxing. He respects Floyd's unmatched ability to turn the sport into a financial empire, but insists that monetary dominance doesn't necessarily make someone the greatest fighter across styles and eras. Roy emphasizes he's not trying to offend. He simply speaks truth as he sees it and stands firm in his convictions.
Is there something that you want to elaborate on, or is there something that maybe you don't like about Floyd?
One thing I don't like is that you don't respect elders. You talk about Muhammad Ali got beat by an 8-0 fighter. The 8-0 fighter was an Olympian who was a monster, who, if you had a monster like that in your weight class, you wouldn't fight him at that time. You understand where I'm coming from? So, that being said, you're disrespecting the greatest fighter of all time. And if you disrespect him, you disrespect anybody. So you have no respect. But when you see me, you're gonna have some respect. Because if you want to get it, we can get it. I'm willing to go earn my respect.
But I didn't hear you say anything disrespectful about Floyd.
I never do. I'm not the disrespectful type of guy. That's not who I am. I'm the type of guy. The reason I'm not disrespectful is because when I say something, I'm ready to die for it. So if I say this, I'm willing to die for this. You understand me?
You stand on it.
I stand on it. You understand me? I'm not, like I said, I don't think LeBron is not a great player. I'm not one of the greatest players of all time. But if you ask me, in your opinion, my opinion, which I'm entitled to, you think LeBron or Mike. I'm gonna say Mike because I saw what Mike went through to get where he got. So I got my own reason why I'm gonna probably like Mike. I'm not saying just you're trash. No, you're not. I'm not saying you're not a great player.
Right.
I'm not saying you're not one of the top 5. Because you could be that, you feel me? And in most people's opinion, you probably are. Some people's opinion, you probably top 1. That's not, I can't say, oh, I'm right and everybody's wrong. No, that's just my opinion.
Right.
I'm entitled to my opinion, but I will fight about my opinion. So if you got a problem with my opinion, whoever, call my house.
Recently, Roy Jones Jr. made headlines by admitting Mayweather doesn't crack his personal top 5 greatest boxers of all time. While he concedes Floyd might belong somewhere in the top 10, Jones argues that many of Mayweather's biggest victories came against opponents past their prime. Timing, Roy stresses, matters. Beating Manny Pacquiao after years of wear and loss doesn't carry the same historic weight as defeating him in his prime. And that, in Roy's eyes, defines the difference between greatness and perfection on paper.
Is Floyd Mayweather top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10?
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5. He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further.
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great. All right, so that's not great. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them? Best 2 names you can pull up besides Canelo.
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not gonna say who.
Because I can't name a person.
I'm not gonna say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was obviously equal. He didn't fight a James Toney.
So, who truly wins the legacy debate? Is it Mayweather, with his unblemished record and carefully chosen fights? Or Crawford, the fearless warrior who conquers champions at their peak? The answer perhaps lies in what fans value more: flawless calculation or fearless competition.